All right, so you know how when you think of a PlayStation 5, it looks like this, standing up vertically, just how it is in all of the promotional material by Sony itself? Apparently that can break it. Let's talk about it. So there's a repairman on YouTube that goes by The Coder, and about 3 months ago, he posted a video that has now gotten some traction. And what it was is he was working on a PlayStation 5 that was having power issues. It wouldn't stay on for very long. So upon opening it up and investigating what might be happening, he discovered that there's actually a design flaw in the PlayStation 5. That design flaw being directly related to standing a PlayStation 5 up vertically for an extended period of time. This is because there is a thin layer of liquid metal between the APU chip and the heatsink on a PlayStation 5, and that's kind of how it's designed to take heat away. Like, that's the method for it, right? Now, this liquid metal, the alloy, is actually really good at conducting heat, transferring heat from the processor to the heatsink, but it's typically not used in consoles because it also conducts electricity. And so if it seeps onto any other components within the system, it can cause a short circuit. Now, Sony's engineers believe that they had found a design where it wouldn't be able to seep onto any other components. Now they're finding out, apparently, that doesn't seem to be true. And just to be clear, the seeping out of this liquid metal apparently only happens when the PS5 is vertical, not horizontal, so that's kind of the whole conspiracy here. Now, as far as I can tell, and granted most of that is from hearsay, Sony has kind of just like doubled down and denied that there's even an issue and that their design is still fine. They're still standing on that statement, but this is very new, fresh information, so it will be interesting to see how it develops as time goes on. And as we all know, you can actually turn the PS5 horizontally if you'd like. It's just most people don't like to do that. Number one, because I think it looks kind of weird, and they promote it standing vertically. It looks cool like that. And number two, it takes up a ridiculous amount of space when you turn it horizontally. Now, there's a lot of people that have had a PS5 since its release 2 years ago that have said they've had no issues. It stayed vertical the whole time, and they play it all the time. I got my PS5 just a couple months after its release, and granted, I don't play it a ton. It's been vertical the entire time. I've had no issues, which has led some people to speculate, since other people are having issues, that this really could be a result of quality control. Like, maybe it's a bad batch or something. Maybe when they realized the high demand for the PS5 and rush development happened, maybe the design was kind of just rushed through or whatever, and manufactured poorly, whatever the wording is for that. It sounds like it may have affected just a handful of PS5s. But as of right now, the scary thing is there's really no way to know, and it doesn't sound like Sony plans to do anything about it as far as compensation if this does happen to your PS5. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if somebody's going to sue. I don't know if Sony's going to do anything to kind of combat this in any way. I don't know. This is very fresh information. But what do you guys think? Do you own a PS5? When did you get it? And do you keep it vertically or horizontally? I honestly want to know in the comments, because the more that people are talking about this and give their input and feedback, the more we can kind of figure out what's going on. If it really is just a bad batch of PS5, if it's a user error, like what is happening. Now, I didn't go into great detail on this liquid metal, this alloy, and where it's located and how it can actually mess up in the system, honestly, because I just don't know that much. But I did read through this article. It seemed to explain it pretty well. And I'll even link the original video from The Coder that came out 3 months ago where he discovered this problem in the description below. But let me know in the comments what your guys' experience with the PS5 has been, and otherwise, I'll speak to you next time.